First Sweet 16 since 2003. They're 7th overall. Last time they went to the Elite Eight back in 2002 when they lost to Oklahoma. Caitlin Clark's team had to eke out a win against Georgia to get to the Sweet 16, and we are underway in Seattle. Lowe is with us as well tonight for this doubleheader. Same starting five for Iowa over the last 3 seasons. The familiarity is there. Clark and Sonano.
Well, Colorado coming out right away with this pressure on the perimeter. Monica Sonano does what she does best. She shoots it nearly 70% from the floor.
Very rarely misses as we take a look at our Capital One starting lineups. For Colorado, Jalen Sherrod is a very talented point guard. Rita Foreman is a sharpshooter out of Denmark. Jones, Miller, and Vonleh, who is an Arizona transfer, didn't get a lot of playing time for the Wildcats. Round out their starting five. First shot is golden.
And Jalen Sherrod is going to have that all day long. Monica Sonano is staying in the paint, not guarding Vonleh, out in that 2-man game. That pull-up's going to be there.
And then the block by Jones. McKenna Warnock getting the bucket for the Hawkeyes. Inside, good look, and the finish for Foreman. Used to see him shoot threes.
Well, that's just terrific execution. Using Vonleh as a screener when Sonano's not guarding her up top.
How do you guard Caitlin Clark? Well, that's what you do. Draw the attention and get it to Sonano. Three-pointer, back rim. Clark hunts it down. A terrific rebounder as well. Left it short, but was fouled.
She is so efficient on the inside.
Leads the nation in free throw attempts per game. Getting to the line 7.5 times per game on average. Sweet look, but the finish not quite there for Jones. Transfer out of Georgetown. Gabby Marshall has been on fire from 3. That misses. Now it's Kate Martin's turn, and she puts it through.
And Kate Martin struggled in the first and second round from the floor. Look how fast Sherrod is with the basketball.
Foreman with the quick release. Rebound. Jones gives him an extra 20 seconds. Sherrod, an all Pac-12 and all defensive player. Running the point, double zero. Now takes the shot. Foreman, fouled. And this is a Colorado team that has gone 3.5 minutes without a point. Hit their first couple of shots from the floor and none since then. Missing their last 8. I will mention all Pac-12, 1 out of 2 from the line. Clark comes up with yet another rebound. Second time these two programs have played. Last time was in 2017. Clark draws contact and got it.
This is an area that Caitlin Clark has really improved. Being able to finish off of 2 feet. She's gained 8 pounds of muscle from a season ago, so she's strong on the interior. She can receive contact. She can finish. She can stay on balance, and she is terrific from the foul line.
For the first time tonight.
She talked about, though, her biggest growth area being vocal leadership, understanding how to communicate with each one of her teammates.
And for Iowa, the rebound coming back out to Foreman. That's her specialty. Iowa did not have Hannah Stuelke in their last game. Here's Holly Rowe.
Well, guys, good news for Iowa fans. Hannah Stuelke has checked into this game. She twisted an ankle in their last round. She was going to play, was in their shoot-around. They thought she'd play until about 20 minutes before tip-off. It looked like it was just too much pain for her. But she's done a ton of rehab. She's back out on the court, and she is a huge addition to this team right now, particularly with 2 posts like Colorado has. For her to be in defensively, it's a huge add to the Hawkeyes.
We know that she can dominate in the paint.
She is a freshman from just up the road from Iowa City in Cedar Rapids. Did a lot of pool work, was over at the Iowa football facility. Said she did some needling.
Yeah, did some dry needling.
You know that?
Yeah, certainly. Lyle was struggling on the glass early in this ballgame, so having both of them on the floor is going to be important. But you got to get a hand up. You can't allow Frida Foreman that much time and space.
She certainly can hurt you. Clark puts on the brakes, off Stokey's hand. Foreman was found by Coach J.R. Payne. Someone sent her an email. She said it was like in the middle of the night, happened to open it. Says she doesn't usually, and she saw the video, and her response, she told us, was yes, 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 yes. A triple yes. And Foreman, who has an entire family that has participated in basketball on the national team, especially in Denmark, now calling Boulder home during the basketball and academic season. And boy, Colorado really storming back after being down 10. That's Barnwell.
They had to shake off the jitters, I think, early in this ballgame, looking to settle in. Caitlin Clark has an answer.
Caitlin now 54 straight games with at least 1 3. The double down on Vonleh. Foreman, red hot. Has 11 of Colorado's 17 points. Martin cutting to the basket. Good feed from Warnock. And induces a foul. See Foreman right now outscoring Clark. Foreman has 2 threes. Kate Martin at the line. Senior from Edwardsville, Illinois. Caitlin Clark told us earlier this season how valuable Martin is to this team, trying to get her to come back next year. Sherrod, well short on the 3, goes out of bounds. And Clark having big time trouble getting it in. Warnock quickly gets it back to Clark, who as usual is very calm, working against Weta. Sonano with the screen. Clark needs no room.
Man, I don't know how Colorado's going to play the two-man game if they're going to leave it. If they're going to leave Aaron Vonleh in the paint when Monica Sonano comes out. If I'm Iowa, I am continuing to run that time and time again.
But Foreman is matching everything. That's her 3rd 3 in this quarter. Clark with the drive, wanted the foul, nothing doing. Sherrod is fast. And then gets it over to Vonleh on the dish. Clark working on Weta, goes up, under, a little bit too strong. Weta slows things down at the behest of head coach J.R. Payne. Vonleh kicking it out. Gets it back. Colorado continuing to have success on the offensive glass. Shot clock, in fact, the quarter clock winding down, and then a foul on Iowa.
Yeah, that's not a smart play by Caitlin Clark. She already had 1 foul, so she just picked up her 2nd.
Clark goes out, has a word with one of the officials. Caitlin's usually not quiet for long. Very ultra competitive. Colorado trying to get the last points of the quarter. And what a quarter it was. Clark scoring, persisting on 15 of Iowa's 23 first quarter points. Iowa has a very high percentage. Clark starts this 2nd quarter on the bench with the 2 personal fouls. That is a place Coach Bluter said she hates to be, and always is asking to get back into the game.
She's a competitor. She wants to be out there.
Vonleh with the bucket, and they're on top.
Vonleh, co-most improved player in the Pac-12. She talked about just getting opportunity. The skill set was always there.
And as Steph mentioned, co-most improved player in the Pac-12 this season.
I like Colorado giving her touches down low. I think she has the ability to bury Sonano inside.
That's steps called on Sadler.
good low block post play. As soon as you put it down, what happens? Guards come, they swarm.
Iowa playing without Clark. Davis, Central Michigan transfer. Martin, good pass from Marshall. And Kate Martin's just one of those players.
It's extra pass. You've got to be aware of three-point shooters all over the floor.
And the three the other way, that's Jones, the Georgetown transfer, her first points of the night.
Tayana Jones was 0 for 2 from the field against Duke. This is a Colorado team that has shot the ball particularly well in the NCAA tournament and shooting with confidence.
Going to at Duke in overtime. Molly Davis with a little floater on the baseline. Foreman, no one near her. You're a head coach. Would you just be going ballistic right now?
Yes,
that wide open?
Absolutely. She is the one person on the floor for Colorado that you have to contest from three consistently.
Sonano kept it alive, but then it was knocked away by Vonleh, and that's Kate Martin doing Kate Martin things. This kid who's broken her nose almost as many times as Sue Bird. They are going to have a ceremony to retire Sue's number during the WNBA season. Sue finally retiring after, to say the least, a very successful career. Warnock. Wow. What was better, the pass or the finish?
The finish, absolutely, but that was a heck of a pass. And Lisa Buter talked about this Colorado pressure defense and how it really opens Iowa up to those backdoor cuts that they like to get. It's so much about timing, so much about delivery, but again, Colorado and Retta with the answer.
A little bit too strong off glass. High ball game as we get 5 minutes to go in the first half. Sweet 16, game number 1 coming from Seattle. And the 3-ball is falling tonight.
They are playing with a lot of confidence, shooting the basketball from three-point land.
We already have 6 tonight. Sonano couldn't come up with the rebound. Right now, Colorado with the 3-point advantage over Iowa. We're down by 10 in the first quarter. Warnock thought she had forced a turnover.
Just a scramble for the ball. It didn't quite go out. Gabby Marshall goes to get it, and Jones pushed her right there. Got away with one.
Underneath, Weta with the assist. Foreman with the finish.
What a finish. I mean, you said it. She's been knocking it down from 3, moves without the basketball.
Clark. Before Sonano had Megan Gustafson, who was tremendous. A falter. It's a 3-on-2. Marshall in the open court. Finally gets her first basket of the game. And Gabby Marshall in her last 12 games hitting 59% from 3. Missed her only 3 tonight. Finally gets her first 2. Chancey pass. Martin accepts it. Iowa with the chance to take the lead back. Kick. Clark with the inbound. Sonano doesn't even look to shoot when she's that far away from the basket. Posts up. Yes, and the foul. No dribble that time either.
I like it. 0 dribbles, 0 problems.
It's a 7-0 run. As you see, the drought is over 3.5 minutes now for Colorado. Miller turned, might have gotten away with steps. Inside, contest by Sonano, and another foul.
It's interesting because J.R. Payne talked to us about defending Caitlin Clark, and she said just 100% of the time you can't relax. You have to be on point. Well, right now, 100% of the time, you can't relax on Colorado because they are coming with so many levels of effort on the offensive glass, and as soon as the Hawkeyes turn around and just take a breath, Colorado has the rebound already. So heightened attention to detail defensively and finishing a play is something Lisa Buter is going to talk about defensively. 12 offensive rebounds for the Buffs.
Deflection, and the steal. Foreman has been the scoring star so far. 19 points for Colorado, gives it up, and now the shot clock is off. Sadler goes with 8 seconds left to go on the clock. Drives on Marshall. Got it. Executed perfectly. Sherrod, their starting point guard, didn't see a lot of action at all in the first half after picking up her second foul. They have this lead, even though Sherrod only played their starting point guard 8.5 minutes because of foul trouble. And Quay Miller didn't score at all, their leading scorer.
Yeah, you really got to feel good if you're Colorado. And what they've done, Pam, is they've just continued to pursue. They've been great on the offensive glass. They've gotten themselves multiple possessions.
Clark and Sherrod collide. And if that's on Sherrod, that is number 3. And committing that just 14 seconds into the third quarter.
A player that we talked to, and just, I love her energy. I love her passion, talking to us about that's what I win in life with. My energy, my passion, my competitiveness. And she really is the heart and soul of this ball club.
Yeah, undersized, listed at 5'7", not highly recruited because of her size. And Monica Sonano with another finish.
If you release too soon, it's a steal.
Colorado answers. Foreman having one heck of a night. She's just 2 off her season high and 4 away, from her career high. Martin with the chance at a 3-point play. And more contact as Vonleh and Warnock got tied up. Foul on Vonleh. That is her second. Clark, you saw the head fake. No one would be surprised if she put one up from there, but instead she drives.
And Pam, that's where she's really grown.
It's a lot harder to guard, too. Sonano got a hand on it. Clark with the terrific pass to Warnock. That's vintage Caitlin Clark. Colorado has hit just one field goal in this third quarter. Foreman has it.
Great take. Oh.
Just a little bit too strong. Now Iowa on the run. Marshall. Terrific job by Weta to get down there and seal her off. Sonano, nothing to it from Clark again.
Head is always up. Eyes are always scanning.
Foreman has it cup out, and Monica Sonano has just picked up her 3rd personal foul for Iowa.
He said, I'm so grateful, but I know I can win in life with my passion and my energy, and that's how we see this little player play with the biggest spirit on the court.
Absolutely has been a tremendous force for this program. A senior from Birmingham, Alabama. All Pac-12 performer this year. Got into early foul trouble and picked up her 3rd foul just 14 seconds into this quarter, but Coach Payne has her back on the floor.
Yeah, she's got to be on the floor. She's too quick with the basketball in her hand. She's a tremendous defender. Now you see she's not checking Caitlin Clark, so they've moved her off of defending the ball. But the other thing I like that Jalen Sherrod talked to us about was just this team and the grit and the pride and the toughness as Caitlin Clark knocks down a 3.
There are a lot of Iowa fans here in Seattle, and Caitlin with the steal and the stick. Colorado needs a timeout. It's a 13-0 Hawkeye run.
Last 7 points for the Hawkeyes.
These are her parents with brother Colin in the middle. She scored 8 straight now for Iowa. Well, Colorado just 4 points in this quarter. Grady continues to play for Sonano, out with 3 fouls. Sherrod again. Sadler drawing the defensive assignment on Clark. Caitlin looked up and saw that the shot clock was winding down, but she was fouled. Now Caitlin Clark right back to the free throw line where she gets so many of her points.
Well, Iowa already in the penalty. They've done a good job of really being aggressive to the rim.
Clark 1 out of 2. Right-hand column. That all happened in the first 6.5 minutes of this quarter. Sherrod dribbled right into trouble. Her first trip to the line tonight. For more information, go to NCAA.com. Your home for all 90 NCAA championships. All games also on the networks and the ESPN app. An empty trip. Martin with the nifty pass into O'Grady.
Nifty, Pam. That was more than nifty. That was outstanding. You undersold it. Like you had just come down, right? Exactly. Holy smokes. And if that's Frida Foreman, I believe that's her 4th foul. That's big time for Colorado.
O'Grady pressed into action with Sonano getting into foul trouble with an amazing pass. There's Monica. Not used to sitting for long periods of time. O'Grady delivers at the line. Sherrod driving on Clark, but another foul has been called on the Hawkeyes. That is the 3rd on Clark. One out of 2 for Sherrod. Miller able to grab the rebound away from O'Grady. Just 7 points for the Buffs in this quarter. O'Grady with the foul. It's 2 on O'Grady. Scored a couple of points at the line. The Iowa fans give her a nice round of applause for holding down the fort. Sherrod really struggling at the line, 70% on the season.
She's found a way to get downhill, but when she hasn't converted, she's been sent to the foul line and just has not been able to knock him down.
Another good pass inside, this time to Warnock, and the Iowa offense is clicking. Nice dish off to Miller, who finally gets her first points of the game. Warnock had it taken away. Sherrod finishes with the left hand. Warnock, Martin, foul. Trying to get back into this game. Martin now at the free throw line. And Clark told us earlier this season the world would be a better place if there were more people like Kate Martin on the planet. Conley looking for help. Here's Sherrod, shot clock really skinny. Sonano got a hand on it. And another whistle. That's going to be the 4th on either Sonano or Clark. They got Sonano for it. So O'Grady quickly back in for Sonano. Tiana Jones, 5th-year player. Hits them both.
Watch the traps when the ball goes to the wing. But right now, Caitlin Clark's going to wind this shot clock down. I'd bring an on-ball screen up and try to get her some space right here. See how they play it.
Sadler all over her. Caitlin picks up her dribble. Warnock turns. Tries to create something, and in doing so, got fouled by Jones. One out of 2. Now, Sherrod has to hurry. Does just that. Got a good screen from Whitaker, but couldn't get the last shot to fall. Iowa outscored Colorado by a dozen.
And upset those home teams.
Abby Marshall fouled as we begin the 4th quarter. Sherrod 9 points on the day. Gabby Marshall gets her first three.
Her feet were set. She let it fly.
And now with Sonano out, Vonleh, Iowa holding on to that 12-point advantage. Pass all the way across the court to Martin.
She said, I've really started coming in more 3 times a week, 1 time on the weekends, and shoot for 45 minutes, sometimes on the gun by myself, other times working with the coach. She said, I just knew it was bound to happen, and also my teammates kept screaming at me, shoot it when you're open. She said, I went back to basics, I worked on my fundamentals, and now it's coming for me at the right time. I'm glad it's coming now in March Madness.
It certainly is coming at the right time. She has been terrific for the Hawkeyes, and she shows you she can get to the rim too.
So after the three, Marshall finishes with a 2. Miller over Warnock with the much-needed 3.
One of their last 7, and that was a big one.
Clark, can she answer? Of course. Vonleh with a high ceiling, according to head coach J.R. Payne. Clark inside to O'Grady, who got it knocked away by Miller. Iowa hangs on to it, 24 seconds to shoot. Again, no Sonano on the bench with 4 personals. Clark was just flat out grabbed. And that's Foreman's 5th as she heads to the bench. She's out as we approach 6.5 minutes to go. O'Grady out to set a screen for Clark. Caitlin pulls up, tries to go off glass, but it's off the mark. Here's Sherrod. Inside, Vonleh, good help defense by Marshall, but Weta saves it. And the 3 for Sadler. Sadler just her 15th 3 of the season. Martin decides to get it back to Clark. Sonano's going to come back in soon. O'Grady with the follow. Vonleh to Miller. One hand, gets it in. They're having a good second half after being shut out in the first half. Now Miller coming up with the steal. Clark has to be careful. Foul-wise, terrific pass from Weta over to Vonleh. Lisa Bluter.
I think she needs a timeout.
Yep. Tell him to come over to have court, but not calling the timeout. Caitlin Clark goes coast to coast. Left wide open. Sadler again. Another offensive board. Miller with space.
Right, she called that timeout and she told her team with great confidence, we're in control. She reminded them that they've got 3 timeouts left to use one if it helped avoid a turnover, but the biggest message was boxing out. Clark with the basket there. They have been getting killed on the board. Keep in mind, no Hannah Stokey here in the second.
Vonleh with the terrific pass from Sherrod. Clark turns the corner, knowing the clock is an ally. Taken away from Warnock. Sherrod driving and scoring.
And got fouled. I like the 2-man game. They're going to bring 2 to Caitlin Clark, so you got to find the open player.
Sherrod fell down. Sonano, left-handed finish. 1 minute to go. Too strong. Sonano with the rebound is a big one. So much on the line. Colorado at first Sweet 16 in 20 years. There's a foul, and Sherrod goes to the bench with her 5th for the senior from Birmingham. And Kate Martin heads to the free throw line. Sherrod fouls out with 11 points and 9 assists. Martin delivers.
Assists and steals. Was on the all-defensive team. It's an outstanding season, and there's an illegal screen, yes.
Vonleh as Marshall crashes to the court, and Marshall took a scary hit to the face in the second round.
She did, but I don't agree with that.
So Martin heads to the free throw line, and Iowa will get the ball after the foul shots. And the argument for upgrading the foul is if Vonleh did move over to the left a little bit, and you saw that she came up on her left leg. So that's a lot of momentum, too. And Marshall is a smaller player. Clark looking over at Martin, and they give each other a couple of non-verbal looks, and they both laughed. Marshall, short on the three. Colorado's got to hurry. Timeout. Sonano now on the bench. Clark also with 8 assists. Just 3 rebounds for her, which is under her season average of 7.5. Sadler, short, rebound Martin. Last year they won 22 games, lost in the first round to Creighton in Iowa City, and then Creighton in the second round took out the Hawkeyes. One of those legends is on the bench for them, Shelly Sheets.
Shelly Sheets was a heck of a player.
I think she was the Kodak All-American, which back in the day was
WBCA now. Yes.
Yep, was the biggie, and still the only one Colorado's ever had. Iowa scored the last 7 points to break open what had been just a 4-point advantage. Banked in the three. Sadler not done yet.
And when you think about the Player of the Year race, you think about Caitlin Clark, and to me, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese have been the front runners.
You said this. I know Holly's made this point. It's like if Sue Bird and Dinah Taurasi ever morphed into one player, it would be her.
Pace controlling lead guard,
passing,
and her of Sue Bird.
Unbelievable, and has become a better defender. The Iowa Hawkeyes, after being down at the half, come up with a huge win, eliminating Colorado 87-77. And Iowa moving on to the Elite Eight.